Welcome to the Biz Builders podcast. This is an audio from the Biz Builders Insiders series where I'm sharing some of the conversations and questions that are coming up in the Biz Builders Mastermind space. As you'll hear, these short audios are from Instagram Live, and my intention for this series is for you to see what questions people are asking, how I think, how my clients think, how we move, and the things that we're doing to grow businesses that support our dream lives. Because I know for me, I never come into someone's space just for the strategy or for them to tell me what to do. I really want to know more about how they're thinking, how they're leading themselves, the things that are important to them, and the things that they're struggling with and doing, and the way they move and lead themselves and their people. This is your chance to see how we move in the Biz Builders Mastermind space, and also to get some great insights, strategy, and free coaching. Enjoy. Welcome to the Biz Builders podcast, where we believe building the business of your dreams can change your life. I'm your host, Sandy Patterson, former teacher turned certified life and business coach. After 14 years of teaching, I took a huge leap, left my job, and built 2 successful businesses with no business or sales background. Now I'm living the life of my dreams, and I'm ready to help you do the same. You're in the right spot here if you're ready to dig into not only the strategy of business building, but also the belief in yourself that building a business is possible. You're made for this, and you've got exactly what it takes to create the financial, time, and location freedom you're craving. Over here, we value progress over perfection. We embrace being uncomfortable, and we believe that anything, literally anything you want, is possible for you with the right strategy, mindset, and support. You'll also hear inspiring stories here and, of course, failures of women who are doing the same thing. The whole idea is if she can do it, so can I. Thanks for being here. Let's dive in. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another Instagram Live. It has been a hot second since I have been here, but I'm so excited to be back, and I'm so excited to share this topic with you today because this is something that has been coming up inside my Biz Builders Mastermind space, and it's also something that I literally have never talked to any woman before that hasn't had this thought and hasn't had it consume them. And the thought is there's just not enough time to do everything that I want to do, right? And so many of the women in my space are entrepreneurs, we're running businesses, we're building businesses, we are moms, we're juggling all these different things we have. And a lot of people in my world are still working a 9-to-5 job, or they're working their quote unquote real job. And so this thought of there's never enough time to get everything done can be so damn paralyzing and so annoying. And I have it too. And it's just been coming up lately in my space, in the Biz Builders Mastermind space. And so I want to talk you through kind of how we've been talking through this together. And this pops up in business too, because like I said, so many of us are running businesses, we're building businesses, we're growing businesses, we're scaling businesses, and we're juggling all these different things. And we could literally work for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we would still never get anything done. And I know how freaking annoying this thought is, and that feeling of there's just not enough time. So the way that I really like to look at this is kind of like looking at it like laundry, right? So if you think about laundry, especially if you're a mom, right? You think about laundry and you think about that moment when the laundry is all done, right? You washed it, it's dried, it's folded, it's put away right where it needs to be. And then the minute, literally the second that it's all put away and done, there's more. There's more socks, there's more dirty underwear, there's more dirty baseball clothes. There's just always laundry going. So it's a constant cycle, right? But for whatever reason, I don't know, when I think about it like this, I'm the laundry doesn't really bother me, right? I don't know, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't irritate me. I'm never waking up in the middle of the night thinking oh my gosh, there's so much laundry to do. I do wake up in the middle of the night thinking, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff in my business that I need to do. There's so many things in my business that I want to do. There's so many just life things that I need to do. So of course, when we think about this idea that there's not enough time and we compare it to the laundry and we look at our to-do list or our list of things to do, almost like the laundry, it becomes a little less intimidating because you begin to realize like there's this thought in our heads that like, okay, I got to get everything on the list done. But really, like, that doesn't happen. Like, it literally doesn't happen. It never happens. Like I said, we could work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it would like never all be done. So if we can start to look at it as laundry, is like, okay, like as soon as I complete something, it's almost like a cycle, right? The laundry goes through a cycle. Our to-do lists go through a cycle. We get things done, we accomplish things, we take steps towards our goals, and then there's new goals. There's more things that happen. There's more things that we want to be doing. So we're going to look at it like laundry, first of all. And the other part of this too is like looking at your actual capacity. So a lot of times with my clients, I'm like, okay, let me look at what you got. Like when they come to me, and it happens all the time, you guys, they come to me with this thought of like, I'm feeling so overwhelmed. There's not enough time to get everything done. I'm like, okay, let's look at your capacity. Let's look at what you're actually expecting yourself to do in this time, or in this time frame. So if we look at your to-do list for today and what you're expecting yourself to accomplish, would you hand this list of what you expect yourself to do? Would you hand it to your best friend and be like, here, you're going to do this today? And would you expect them to do it? And oftentimes the answer is no. Like we just pack all of this stuff on our list and we're like, okay, like, and we think somehow that yes, like we are super women. We can do a lot of things. We cannot do everything. So when you look at your list and you look at your actual capacity, like the capacity you have both in as much actual like physical time that you have for the day, but also the capacity that you have in your energy, in your mental capacity, like your mental space, all of these things. Oftentimes if we find that you're just packing way too much stuff on, and you would never expect your best friend to be able to accomplish those things in a day. So like, why are you expecting yourself? So the capacity is another piece of this, right? The thing with this too is like, what I found when working with clients too, is that like, just similar to the laundry too, and this came up yesterday in our Biz Builders Mastermind call, and it was like this realization that like, well, okay, if we're comparing our list with the laundry and we're taking some of the pressure off to know that like there's going to be a continuous cycle, and it's really important to identify what the most important things are for that day and for my business to move the needle forward. And I'm really like honing in and focusing on those things. And then everything else is kind of like, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it. There's no really like time restrictions around it. If we think about it like that and we look at like the laundry, right? Okay, so what like makes you not feel stressed about the laundry? And the answer is, well, every time I do a little bit, if I do some of it, like if I keep it moving, if I keep the cycle moving, then I don't feel overwhelmed. It's when I stop moving and I stop doing anything, that's when really it starts to feel stressed out, because everything seems to be piling up. So we came to this conclusion yesterday that like, okay, if I'm doing something, if I'm taking steps, even if they're not like huge steps, even if they're not like gigantic like fireworks in the sky, big things, as long as I'm taking these steps, and as long as these steps are the things that are focused around what's really going to move the needle forward in my business, to grow my business and to do what I need it to do and what I want it to do, then I don't feel as stressed about it. But that also comes with identifying what those non-negotiables are, right? Like what those things are, and getting really clear on them. And that is exactly what we've been working on inside the mastermind. And this is a huge process. Well, I don't want to say it's a huge process, because it's actually not a huge process. It's a pretty simple process of looking at like your buckets, right? The things in your business that you actually need to be doing to move the needle forward. Because oftentimes, and I see this all the time, people get stuck in doing things that are not actually like money makers, that are not actually things that are moving the needle forward. And there are things that we think are important, or our brain like tells us are important, like things like my website, or things like my business cards, or things on the back end that like you don't need a business card, you don't need a website, you don't need all of these things to take on clients. What you need is to like to start talking to people about your offer, to start selling your offer, and to start owning what it is that you do. And that's essentially what's really gonna start to move you. Like your website's not gonna be the thing. I've never seen it be the thing before. It's a nice thing to have like later on, but when you're growing your business, like you don't necessarily need it. So anyways, back on track. You're focusing on those buckets. Like, so we know that like, these are the important things that I need to be doing on a daily level, on a weekly level, on a monthly level, on a quarterly level to move the needle forward, to get clients, to make an impact, to get more people into my space, to start conversations, to create connections. So if we're looking at it like that and you're really, really clear, and then we also, like we talked about this yesterday, like we adopted these beautiful sayings. One of them is from Marie Forleo. I learned this from her a long time ago. And it is, I have enough time for everything that's important. And that statement in itself really gives you back the power in regards to, I don't have time to do everything, right? Because if you are like, if your feet are hitting the floor first thing in the morning and you're already overwhelmed and you're already like, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff to do and I know I'm not going to be able to do it, you're literally setting yourself up for failure, to feel like shit at the end of the day because you didn't get everything on your list done. We already know that the list isn't going to get done and it doesn't need to get done. And we already know what the things are that are going to move the needle forward and that are non-negotiables, that are super important. So we're going to start with those. Now, if I start my day, or if I start anytime, whenever I have this thought, I don't have enough time for everything, to get everything done. And I come back to this idea that there is actually enough time for everything that's important to me. It's almost like a breath of fresh air and it gives me back control. And the reason it gives me back control is because I get to decide what's important to me. So I get to take this overwhelming list, or this list of like things that are overwhelming me in the first place, and I get to decide which things are the most important to me. And this comes back to knowing, right, your values and knowing truly what it is that's important to you. And I know, like for me, when I start to get into this mode of like, there's not enough time, blah, and I start freaking out, I'm like, okay, wait, no, there's enough time for what's important, because time essentially comes from within me. So if I come at it like that, I'm like, okay, what is important to me? Well, it's important to me to be present. It's important to me to really listen to the people that are in front of me. It's important to me to not try to like multitask and do a bunch of things all at once, and to just like be in this moment. Presence is important to me. My business is important to me. And within my business, again, I know my moneymaker activities. I know my non-negotiables. I know what I need to be doing every day. I know what that looks like for me. I've gotten really, really clear on it. So I know what I need to focus, and I have enough time for all of those things. And again, in the moments when it's like, well, actually, there's not actually enough time to do all of these things, it's like, okay, well, let's look at the priorities here, because you're one person. And a lot of the people that I work with are in the beginning-ish phases of business. They're still working full-time jobs. They're transitioning out of full-time jobs to work in their business full-time. And so it's not like anybody in my world is like sitting around like, oh, I don't have anything to do today. Like, what should I do? But if we can shift this to like, I have time for what's important, this is a game changer. And the other little game changer thought that this works for me every time is, what I do is enough to produce the desired result. So when we talk about the word enough, right? Like, I think we see the affirmations all the time. Like, I am enough, la, 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 like I'm enough. Okay, we're enough. But like, what does that actually mean? If you actually believed that what you do, so if you take your list of like all of these things that you would love to get done today, and you are able to prioritize and decide which things are the most important, which things are the most aligned with your values, and you only focus on those things, and you do it in a way where you're not like completely hustling and rushing all the time and like doing one thing while thinking about the next thing you're doing, and you're present in there, what you do is enough to produce the desired result. So again, if I'm looking at my business list, you guys, like the list of things that I would like to accomplish in my business today is like a freaking mile long. There's so many things that I want to do. I know because of my capacity, I'm not going to be able to do everything today. I know what things are the most important things that I need to do today in order to keep moving and keep rolling and keep the ball rolling and keep the needle moving forward. But also, what if I believed that what I do, even though I'm not doing everything on that list, what if I believe that what I do is enough to produce the result, to continue to grow my business, to continue to make an impact, to continue to help people, even if it's just one person today? If I believe that, then that takes the pressure off of me again, and it gives me back more control and how my day is going and how I actually feel, right? So I hope this is helpful for you when you have those moments when you're like, there's not enough freaking time to do everything, because I know that it can be very, very paralyzing. It can be so frustrating, and it can be it's just annoying. That thought to me is just so annoying, because we get into these like dips of like, oh, there's not enough time, and we're just so hard on ourselves, and it just makes the journey like less fun, you guys. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you take nothing else from it, just know that what you are amazing, and what you're doing is enough, and that we have enough time. You have enough time for what's important, and just take a deep breath and decide what's important. And I thought this was a really cool topic to bring here this morning, just because, like I said, it comes up with every one of my clients at some point or another. Every friend, every woman, everybody. I've never talked to a woman that hasn't felt like this before. So, and it's something to inside the mastermind, inside my Biz Builders Mastermind space, that it's a really great like peek into the types of conversations that we're having in there, because the types of conversations we have inside this mastermind space are exactly for the woman who is growing her coaching business, her online coaching business, because we talk about the strategy. So when we say strategy, we talk about those non-negotiables, those moneymaker activities, and we get really, really clear on what those look like. We break those down into like buckets and then smaller pieces. So it's very, very clear what you need to be doing in order to achieve like what you're building, right? Like you're building this beautiful business, you're building this beautiful life, and this business is going to support you in creating this life of time freedom, financial freedom, of all the things. So you're really, really clear on the strategy part, so you know that. But also it's this mindset piece, right? Because if I know the strategy, but I'm running around all day like, well, there's not enough time for everything, it's just not going to be fun. It's not going to feel good, and it's not going to be sustainable. So everything we do inside this mastermind space is so tailored to the strategy, but also there's always the mindset piece, the belief piece, and how we see ourselves, and how we see time, how we see the world around us, how we see our audience, how we see creating content, like how we see selling. All of the things are embedded, and it's just such a beautiful space. And if this is like something, if you're looking for a home for the next 6 to 12 months to find a community of women who are all building and growing, and that are also working through these mindset things, and to have a space to come that is so damn supportive and so like, I want to say uplifting, but it's like, that's not the right word for it. It is uplifting, but that word just seems like way less powerful than what I'm looking for. I got to think of a better word. But it's really like family. It's like home. It's like coming home and being like, okay, like they've got me, I've got me, Sandy's got me, there's space for me here to work through all of these things and to really understand what I need to be doing to build my business, and also the strategy part, and also like bringing these thoughts and these mindset things to the table is all. And we talk about so much stuff, you guys. We talk about mom stuff, we talk about life, we talk about marriage, we talk about everything in between. It's just a really safe, encouraging, beautiful space. So if this is something that if you're looking for a home, please by all means reach out to me, and we can see if it would be a good fit for you. We would love to welcome you in. The space is growing as we speak, and it's just been the most incredible experience to watch it grow and to welcome new women into this space. It's definitely like, that moment of like when I think of like having like a tray of food in middle school, and you're like trying to find like which table to sit at. Like it's literally the opposite of that. It's like you're so welcomed here. So I love you guys. Have a great day, and don't forget, we have enough time for everything that's important, and what you do is enough to produce the desired result. So get really clear about what it is that you need to be doing to get to that point, right? Those little steps, and then you're focusing on those things. So I love you guys. Have a great Tuesday, and I will see you guys back here for another little live next week for the Biz Builders Insiders. If there's a topic that you want to hear about or something that you want to know, shoot me a DM or drop a comment. I'm always open, and I want to make sure that this is helpful for you too. So have a great day. I love you guys, and I'll see you very soon. Okay, bye. Thanks for listening, you guys. If you're ready to get your business going and making money and to step into that next level version of you, I would love to support you make that happen through strategy, mindset work, and my Cut the BS style coaching, because it's always better, quicker, and more fun to have someone who's already been through it support you. Shoot me a message over on Instagram with the word ready, and we can chat and get your questions answered about coaching and how I can support you. I cannot wait to hear from you.